Emily Henry, so of course I'm going to recommend it. Hey babes, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Isha. If you're new here, if you are new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe for more videos from me. Also, all my social medias will be linked down below if you want to follow me and be locked in for life. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's book video. We are going to be ranking Emily Henry's books. Now, this is going to be a hard video for me because I love them all. I do truly love every single one of her books I've read, and I think I've read every single one besides I think the one that she co-authored. I think that's the only one I haven't read. Let me double check. Let's fact check. Well, I haven't read all of her books. I haven't read A Million Jane. I haven't read The Love That Split the World. So we're only going to be ranking her 5 most popular books, and I think you already know the ones that we're going to be ranking today. We have them all right here. Just go ahead and rank all 5, and I'm super excited to rank them. Okay, love them all. I think I rated them all at least 4.5 to 5 stars, but at the bottom I would have to start with her latest one, just because actually I don't know, her last 2 are kind of even for me, not gonna lie. Happy Place and Funny Story. Yeah, so we're gonna start this will be number 5 for me, Funny Story. Now this one is her most recent one that just came out. I loved it. I didn't love it as much as I loved her other books. Like, it was a really good book, but I rated it 4.5 stars. It was just missing the special grab your attention, hold it aspect for me. And Delilah and Miles, they both got broken up with their respective partners, and their partners ran off with each other and ended up getting engaged. And Miles and Delilah ended up, not Delilah, Daphne ended up moving in together. Daphne and Miles are roommates. They're basically going through like this terrible breakup. They both ended up going on like this wine bender, RSVPing their ex's wedding. So they're just living together. You're seeing like their adventures of him making her fall in love with this in the town they're living in. I liked both characters. I think I like Miles more than I like Delilah. I don't know, because like it's in Delilah's point of view, so you only get to see like really the good parts of Miles. I like the book, but I didn't fall in love with it as much as I did with some of her other books. It's Emily Henry, so of course I'm going to recommend it. So the next one would probably be, this is what I mean when this is hard, because I want to say Happy Place, but I don't know if it's a Happy Place or Book Lovers, because I did enjoy Happy Place a lot, especially like the friend aspect and like the past and present and the second chance of love. I really loved that. So the next one might be Lovers. I did really love this book. I loved this book. I loved both characters. I loved the small town aspect of it. I loved how Nora was like a shark. That girl. She really was. She was a go-getter. She knew what she wanted. She's a New Yorker. You know, she's had like that girl boss energy that you just love. She was also always taking care of her little sister and always making sure her little sister was okay ever since her mom passed away. So she was always like caregiver type role. I saw someone say this book was for older sisters. It does have like kind of an enemies to lovers in it as well, or rivals as you would say, because they both work in publishing and they both love books. They both love like the art of editing and reading books and all the different aspects of books. They both are a little cynical when it comes to love and romance. They end up in the same small town together. Nora's there because her sister is visiting the town, and Charlie's there because he's originally from there. So they both end up in like this small town where it's nothing, like it's really nothing there but a couple places, and they don't really like it because they're city people. They're New Yorkers to their core. They go through the small town together. They end up editing a book together, and it's just a really cute book. Yeah, like this one's my 4th ranking. So now that I'm thinking about it more and more, I think this might be number 3 for me. I already know my top one, so the rest of them are just kind of like mixed. So my 3rd one would have to be Happy Place. I loved reading about Harriet and Lynn's story. I especially loved the friend group aspect of it and how it switched from past and present, and how you get to see them fall in love, and then you get to see how like the love affected friendship and different friend group aspect in there as well. When Harriet broke up, they are both in the same friend group as well, and they go on this one last trip in Maine. And when they get to the trip, they find out when Harriet arrives, because one's already there when she arrives because they broke up a while ago. They didn't tell any of their friends that they broke up, pretending to be in a relationship so their friends can have one good last summer vacation at this house they went to every single summer. It just had all the aspects. It had the friend group, it had found family, it had second chance romance. All right, this one is number 3. Okay, the next one would probably be People We Meet on Vacation. This was the second one that I read by Emily Henry. I absolutely love this one. This one is following Alex and Poppy. Alex and Poppy were best friends, right? And they were best friends for years. They were going on these trips every single summer. Poppy is a travel journalist, and it started with her finding like super cheap ways to travel around the world, and her and Alex would go on these trips together. It became her job, so I mean, she was traveling all the time for work together every year. Something happened on one of their trips. They fell out, and basically her and Alex are going on one last trip to fix their friendship and figure out what happened. And this book is also switching from past and present. You see little clips and snippets of their friendship. It's just amazing. Like, it really is. I want to reread it because honestly I miss it, and I think it has a book adaptation. Those are what the rumors say. So it will be number 2, and then number 1, you already knew that number 1 was going to be Betrayed. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I think about this book constantly. Like, this is one of the first books that I ever started to tab because I was like, I need to be able to go back to my favorite scenes. That's why the tabs look horrendous. This book is amazing. It's life-changing, and if you don't read any other book from this video, which you probably should, and if you haven't, you need to, just saying, read this one. Like, on Augustus in January, Jerry and Augustus went to college together, and they also end up in this small town at the same time. They're both authors. Also Emily Henry did an interview recently, and she said that this book, if it was a Taylor Swift song, it'd be Folklore. And if you know me, Folklore is my favorite album that Taylor Swift has. Like, that is the album that I go to every single time. I don't know, it's just something about it. It just gives the vibes. Okay, so in this book, Gus and January are living next door to each other in this small town that she inherited this house from her dad when her dad passed away, and the house is right next door to Gus's house. Are running into each other back and forth, and they also end up starting to hang out a lot, so they challenge each other to write in each other's genre. January writes in romance, and Augustus writes in like thrillers, doing all that, and they're falling in love with each other. Gus was down bad for her back in college, and she just like thought this man hated her, so it's kind of like an enemies to lovers to rivals to lovers. I don't know if that's what you would say. 100% recommend that book. Also, like, me personally, this book stand out to me. Well, one part in this book, this is my selling point on this. Well, they were talking about one time they were in college and they were about to hook up or whatever, and Gus had a girlfriend at the time, and at the party they were dancing, and she was finally paying attention to him because she would ignore him the whole time. Like, the whole time they were in classes together and everything like that. Like, you literally could not stand that man. But when they were at a party, they started talking, started dancing or whatever, right? He used himself to call his girlfriend to break up with her, and she was like, you broke up with your girlfriend at the party? He was like, why would you do that? And he was like, why do you think, January? If that does not tell you on this book, I don't know what will. He called up his girlfriend at the party because she finally started paying attention to him and broke up with her. Come on now, come on. Okay, so those are how I would rank Emily Henry's books so far. I love every single one of her books. I highly recommend getting into her books if you have around the same book taste as me. So that is in this video. I'll see you guys next week in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to, follow me on social media so we can be locked in. See you guys in my next one. Bye.